In today's video, I will be breaking down 9 high-demand jobs that actually pay well in 2026, what industries are growing fast, and what kind of money they make, and how you can basically position yourself to step into one of those roles. Before we get into it, not every job on this list is something that you can just jump into overnight. Some requires experience, other need certification or some specific degrees. But every single one of them, they all have one thing in common. They are high in demand and they actually pay well. Here is one that is quietly exploding in 2026. It's called AIUX designers, and these are for creative minds. They basically make artificial intelligence actually make sense to humans. Design how people interact with chatbots, dashboards, or AI-powered tools. Basically turning complex systems into intuitive experiences. Now, these roles are showing up everywhere, and I mean from a small business startup to big tech. And for salaries, it starts from 110k to 160k plus if you understand both human behavior and AI logic. Now, some related job titles you can search for in case you're interested is AI interaction designer. You can also look out for human AI experience researcher, product designer, voice UX designer, and then you can check out Figma careers or OpenAI careers or even Anthropic careers for more job opportunities. And if you rather work with people and numbers instead of pixels, then this one might just be for you. Now, let me tell you something real. A while ago, I got hacked personally. Not my business, I mean me. And the stress, the panic, the feeling of being exposed, losing everything I had built, that was nerve-wracking. And to be honest, I wouldn't wish this on anyone. I imagine that happening to an entire company. And that is why cybersecurity managers are becoming some of the most important people in any organization. They are the ones protecting companies' data, blocking fishy threats, monitoring attacks, and keeping everything running safely in the background. And because the stakes are high, the pay reflects it. Usually somewhere between 130k to 200k plus. If you've ever explored this field, you want to look at certifications like Security Plus, CEH, or later you could do the CISSP. You also see roles like this listed as Security Operations Lead, Threat Intelligence Manager, or Information Security Manager. Check out sites like CyberSec, CISA.gov, or dice.com. And honestly, in this digital age, everyone who works or earns online should learn some cybersecurity basics. Now, this next one, the career is exploding. Most people don't even need more money. They just need better money decisions. That is why financial advisors guide families and individuals through investing, savings, and financial planning. A lot of companies, their average pay starts around $95,000 to $150,000, but top advisors, they can earn multiple six figures once they build loyal clients. Also, you can make use of some job titles related to financial advisors like investment consultant, portfolio associate, financial planner, retirement specialist, and private advisor roles. The truth is, it does take time to build trust, but once you do, these careers, they give you both freedom and stability at the same time. Now, healthcare today, they run on data, and I mean thousands of patients' record, test results, scan, all moving through different systems every single day. But the truth is, most hospitals are overwhelmed by it. That is where health informatics specialists come in. Now, they are the people that, will take all medical data and turn it into something that doctors, nurses, administrators can actually use. And they make systems smoother, they reduce errors, and they basically help hospitals make smarter decisions. It's one of those roles where you are not treating a patient directly, but you're improving healthcare behind the scenes. And because the field keeps growing, the pay usually sits around $85,000 to $120,000. And if you look it up, you can also find titles like clinical informatics analyst or EHR specialist. The great places to find these roles are HIMSS, health, e-careers, and even big hospital networks. Now, if you love healthcare, but you prefer something that is technically organized, then this next one is worth exploring. All right, this next one is honestly one of the most meaningful careers on the list. Think about families who are trying to understand their health risk. Things like cancer history, rare conditions, pregnancy concerns. It can be scary, it can be confusing, and emotionally draining. And that is where genetic counselors step in. Now, these guys are the people who break down complex DNA test results into plain English. They guide families through what certain genes means, what risk they might face, what options they have. It's part of science, it's part of compassion, and part of problem solving. And it is in massive demand right now. Now, the pay usually falls around 90 to 130k per annum, so depending on the specialty. And when you search for it, you will also see titles like genomics specialist, clinical genetics advisor, or hereditary cancer counselor. Now, you can find these roles on big medical research centers online. And if you feel you love science, but you also love helping people to make big decisions, then you want to listen to the next one, because this next one is for anyone who cares about the world we are currently living in. Talking about environmental scientists, they are the people who company calls when they want to make sure that they are not harming the air or the soil or the water or breaking any environmental law without realizing it. They run tests, they study data, they check pollution levels, and they basically help businesses stay compliant. Sometimes they are out in the field collecting samples. Other times they are in the lab or behind a computer basically analyzing what is going on. With climate issues getting louder every year, the demand for this role is rising fast. The pay usually sits around 70 to 110,000, just depending on whether you work in government, private consulting, or energy. You will always see it listed under titles like environmental consultant, sustainability scientist, or ecological risk analyst. And you can find these jobs on epa.gov, EcoJobs, and environmental consulting firms. Now, this next one, it sounds serious, and honestly, it is. It's called risk. You have risk analysts, and these people are the ones that companies rely on in making sure that they don't lose money or they don't get blindsided by something that they didn't see coming. Now, they look at data, they look at trends, financial reports, market conditions, even some global events, just to figure out where it could go wrong. Think of them as the steady voice in the room saying, hold on, let's look at the numbers before we jump. In a shaky economy as we have now, their value shoots up. Most risk analysts, they earn around 85 to 130k per annum, and you always find this role listed as credit risk analyst, market risk specialist, or operational risk analyst. You can find a lot of these jobs on e-financial careers, Robert Half, or major banks and other job boards. Now, if you're already detail oriented and you love solving problems quietly in the background, this next career fits like a glove. And I'm talking about one of the highest paying tech roles right now, cloud architects. And before you think it sounds techy, let me break it down into simple terms. Now, for every app you use, for every website you open, every business storing data online, almost all of it lives in cloud. Cloud architects are the people who design and build that entire setup. They figure out how it store data, how systems should talk to one another, how to keep everything secure, and how to make sure that nothing crashes when thousands of people log in at once. Now, with how fast companies are moving everything online, demand for this role is crazy. The pay hits 140 to 200k plus, especially if you work with big cloud platforms. And you always find this role under names like Cloud Solution Architect, AWS Architect, or Infrastructure Lead. You can find strong listing on AWS Jobs, Google Cloud Carriers, Dice, or Well Found. And by the way, if you've made it this far, I want you to comment the word ready in the comment section, so I know that you're actually serious about leveling up this year. And if you love videos like this on real earning opportunities and high paying jobs, I want you to go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss what is coming. Now, this last one is for anyone who is naturally good at solving problems. Management consultants, they are basically the people that company calls when something isn't working. Sales are down, teams are unorganized, operations are slow, or maybe they feel stuck. These business consultant, they go in, they look at what happens, they ask tons of smart questions. Then they show the company exactly where they are losing time or money and how to fix it, because the impact can be huge. The pay is usually around 100 to 160K. You also see it listed as business consultant, strategy analyst, or operations consultant. And find these roles on LinkedIn, Accenture, Deloitte, EY, and platforms like consult.com or Wellfound and other job boards. So if you're that person that love analyzing things and giving clear, practical solutions, then the consulting path opens a lot of opportunities. All right, family, I hope this helped you see a few new paths that you can actually grow into. If you got value, hit the like and subscribe, because it really helps this channel to grow. And if you want to see something even more exciting, something more flexible, go watch my next video on 9 jobs that pay surprisingly well. Most people don't even know these roles exist. Click it, and don't forget to join my newsletter and drop your information, because I'm building a community called Anywhere Income. And if you want to be informed as soon as enrollment starts, then please, by all means, click the link below, drop your information, and I will see you on the next one. Till then, take care, and I wish you a good one. Bye for now.